What would you do if you stumbled upon a helpless pup alone, abandoned in the woods? You will rescue it, right? A man like you also did the same, but something strange happened to him later. What was that? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We've all heard the classic story of someone walking down the street and coming across a homeless pup needing rescuing. Well, that's exactly what happened to one man recently, but with a twist that nobody could have ever seen coming. He saved the little critter from danger and brought it home to safety. But when Andrea arrived home with his good deed taken care of, he realized that this was no ordinary pup. What happened then? Let's get into the story. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Once, a man named Andrea lived alone in a cabin deep in the woods. He had always wanted a pet dog to keep him in his company and play with him, as he sometimes felt really alone in that big house. But with this, he was curious whether he should adopt one, and he could take care of a new pup or not. So he never adopted a baby pup. Andrea had a daily morning routine of going out for a walk around his neighborhood. He was very conscious of his health and diet. One day, when he was out for the morning walk, and while he was on track, as he walked through the park, he heard a faint whimpering and decided to investigate. He knew it was strange, and he needed to figure it out. To his surprise, a shivering pup lay in a shallow ditch by the side of the path. It was raining last night, and the morning was cold and freezing. That's the reason the little pup was shivering that badly. Andrea had a soft and kind heart, and his desire to adopt a pup woke up again. He couldn't leave it there and knew that he had to do something. So without hesitation, Andrea took the puppy home while scooping it up into his warm and cozy arm hug. The pup was very small, but Andrea could sense an immense amount of affection and love coming from it. He named him Akela, after one of his favorite childhood characters, and decided that he would live with him from now on. He quickly became fond of Akela and started caring for it as if it were one of his children. At first, Andrea was thrilled with his new companion. The puppy was playful and affectionate, and it brought him great joy to watch it grow and develop. But as the weeks passed, Andrea began to notice some strange things about his new pet. At first, he thought it was all normal, but then the situation started getting even more strange. Andrea noticed that the pup had an insatiable appetite and always seemed hungry more than other dogs. The more he provides him with food, the more he eats without getting full. The puppy's eyes seemed to change color depending on the light, and it had a habit of staring intently at Andrea for long periods. It also seemed to grow at an alarming rate, and its fur was becoming thicker and more coarse. Andrea knew a bit about dogs, but all these things were far away from what he already knew about dogs. Worried about his newfound pet's health condition, he decided to talk to his friends who also have pet dogs about this issue. He thought things would get clearer, and he would know if dogs behave like this, or if something was going extremely wrong with Akela. His friends told him that their puppies don't behave like this, and that Akela looked quite different. Dogs usually eat less and have their proper meal schedules. This only increased Andrea's worry, and he decided to get a pet specialist's help. He called the pet care center and made an appointment. On the day of the appointment, when both Andrea and Akela arrived at the clinic, the receptionist welcomed them and guided them toward the expert's office. When Andrea and Akela entered the office, the expert got quite shocked seeing Akela. It wasn't an ordinary doggo, but a rare killer Russian wolf. The expert remained in the state of thrill that Andrea was bringing up a wolf in his house. After hearing this news, Andrea couldn't believe it because he had never thought that such a robust killer and canine animal could be living under his roof without him noticing its true identity earlier. The expert then told Andrea that keeping such wild animals as pets at home was very dangerous unless one was properly prepared for it mentally and financially. She also said that the combination of a domesticated dog and a wild wolf results in the offspring known as a wolf dog. This enormous animal is a contentious choice for a pet, since it may be a wonderful friend for one person while simultaneously causing trouble for another person or even putting their life in jeopardy. Many of the wild canine behaviors that wolf dogs inherited from their ancestors have been passed down. They are obstinate and aggressive and have a reputation for being downright vicious sometimes. At best, the legalities surrounding the ownership of a wolf dog are murky and complicated, because the federal government in the United States largely leaves such rules up to individual states, and states sometimes defer to even more localized units of government at the county and city levels. No common laws apply across the country. If you want to keep a wolf dog as a pet, you may need to comply with certain enclosure and permit regulations. Before purchasing a wolf dog, you should get in touch with the various regulatory bodies in your state. The ownership of a wolf dog is a contentious issue from a moral and ethical standpoint. Some people think that wolf dogs are similar enough to domesticated dogs to be able to be owned in the same manner. Some individuals believe that the wild genetics of the wolf dog make it more wild than tame, and that because of this, it should not be maintained in captivity for the safety of both the animal and the people that come into contact with it. Therefore, having a wolf dog as a pet is a significantly weightier responsibility than having a poodle as a companion animal. The expert also warned Andrea that it is not right to keep such a wild creature at home in its current state, as it can be dangerous for both him and others around him too. Despite all these warning bells ringing in his head, Andrea couldn't ignore the intense bond between himself and Akela, which was already there due to all the care he had lavished upon him since bringing him back home. They used to walk in the morning, play together, eat together, and do many other similar fun activities. Andrea thought it difficult to live without his best friend Akela, as he had become habitual of him. Soon enough, calls started pouring in from zoologists and police officers asking Andrea to send away this wolf into some zoo or custody if need be. Such is its dangerous nature after all. Andrea and Akela had developed a great affection for each other, and he couldn't let it go like this. Andrea tried to think about saving this little creature and not letting him go into the wildlife, as he didn't know how to survive there. After spending some more time observing Akela's behavior around humans, Andrea soon realized that despite being a wolf, it had never tried to harm anyone or cause any trouble. In fact, it was quite calm and gentle around people, making them believe that maybe there was hope for keeping her at home after all. So if there wasn't any harm from the creature, why should it be brutally separated from his parent? So having witnessed its kind behavior, Andrea decided against sending Akela into any zoo or custody jail simply because of how lovingly connected they were, because they were now better off living together as great buddies instead. Hence, despite several warnings from experts, Andrea decided not to let go of his best friend, Akela. After some time, everyone realizes that the wolf won't harm anyone and is quite friendly. Andrea and Akela both lived in Andrea's house and are inseparable now. With this, we must wrap up the video. We hope you like the story and want to share it within your circle. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video before leaving. Leave your thoughts about this story in the comment section below. Waiting to see you in the next video. Have a great day.